What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Real Talk with SLR.
How are you guys doing today?
Well, guys, for today's Real Talk, it's been a long time since we've done a Q&A, so today that's what we're going to do. I'm going to go through some of the questions that have been left on SimpleLifeReclaimed as well as here on Real Talk with SLR, and we're going to answer them. So you ready?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so I got my phone already lined up and ready to go. This question is, it's actually kind of a question / suggestion.
Okay.
It says, I just had an idea. You said you have a third small air conditioner now. How about replacing your bedroom door with a wooden board, like you put the other ACs on in the windows, and let the hot air out where the stair goes? You just have to figure out how to let the hot air outside. How about using some kind of pipe that you use for the dryer and let the AC into the ceiling near the vents, that wall you have, so that way you have to cut the parts out for the stairs right away, right? Of course, this only works if this little air conditioner is quiet and allows you to sleep.
As much as that sounds like a great idea, I would still have to figure out a way to make sure it doesn't dump water everywhere. Because the way that ACs work is it will pull any humidity in the air and drop it. So all that moisture that's in there, it's got to go somewhere. And yeah, it will end up making a huge mess everywhere. And it sounds like a lot more work to duct things around to try to make it to where it's going to go. Good suggestion, though.
Very good suggestion, and thank you for it.
Yeah.
I think the best thing for us to do would just to be putting fans. But honestly, since we added, we still only have 2 air conditioners on the house right now. We just replaced our really small one with Anthony and Roxanne's old one that was a lot bigger.
Yes.
So that's essentially all we did.
Before, we were only having about 11,000 BTUs out of the 2 from the one that we had and the other one or whatnot. Now, when we added Anthony's in there, that brought us up from that 11,000 to 14,000 BTUs. Mm-hmm. So that's a good jump right there. So we should be able to keep it a lot cooler, and it's definitely maintaining a lot better.
Yep. This one right here is... not sure how you have set up your watering system, but you can add stop valves in line so you can reduce pressure to parts. We had this on a pool spa that ran out of pool filter but overfilled the spa when fully open. So we closed the line to the spa, a bit of reducing flow there, and it evened everything out.
So you probably could. Now that's from what I'm understanding on everything, that's basically like how we had our setup in Arizona. Mm-hmm. Is that I had a ball valve on there and I had to crack the ball valve to try to equalize the pressure here and there and make it to where it's going to work everywhere else. As well as we had different style heads to where I was able to actually, it's like we had misting heads, as well as we had like drip heads, as well as we had like stream heads. And I just played around with all that in Arizona to where it was like, all right, cool. I finally got it to where I don't have to go over there and try to flip all these things back and forth. Whereas these, with what I've got on hand and everything, unfortunately, that's all I was able to do with it.
But you know what? So far, we've had it up for a couple of days now. I don't know how many days. We've had it up for several days now, and it's working out great. It waters in the morning. It waters in the evening. I still am coming out just only once a day now, and I'm doing the potted plants inside those buckets, and everything seemed like the ground I've kind of raked around with my hand on the ground, and it's staying moist. Like probably about 45 minutes to an hour after the system has been turned on, I go down there and it's still moist. So that's really good.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah. So I don't know if we're going to be doing any changes to the watering system right now. We still have to look forward to our fall garden. We might be changing some things in the garden area and replanting in some of those beds that really never took off, such as our herb garden. I might even want to do the herb garden like how I did it in Arizona, but I would have to hand water those. But with the hanging pots on the fence line, remember how I had those in Arizona? That worked out really nice.
I've got an idea for all that, but
do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll let you wonder what that idea is exactly, but
okay. Here's a random question. Why doesn't the Framily invite the Grady's? I never see them included in your gatherings. Yeah, I know you won't respond to my question. Wrong. So the Grady's, guys, we have mad love for the Grady's.
Yes.
Denise and Marcel, they are definitely a part of the Framily. We live on different ends of the state. We're not super close as far as location.
No.
We do, however, talk to them very frequently. They've been over and invited to our place multiple times,
Yep.
and we have a very strong friendship. So I'm not sure where you're getting your information from, but we love the Grady's.
Yes.
Yeah, the only reason why we didn't get to go over to Denise's birthday party was because they planned it the same weekend as Freedom Weekend.
Yeah.
And that's kind of a third annual at this point.
Yeah, we had already pre-planned and everything else, and being co-hosting and trying to help out with everything that we, with everybody down there and everything else like that, we didn't want to dip out. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Let me go and see this. Would a double wooden gate work so it reduces the weight and it puts it on each side evenly instead of us buying metal gates for our tier system up here?
So there might be some carpenters, or there might be people out there that might hate what I am saying, but from an engineering standpoint aspect of looking at it and trying to make it to last as best as possible, wood is probably the worst thing to try to make anything out of a gate wise. And the only reason why is because wood absorbs moisture as well as it dries out. So with that being said, it will either swell so much or dry to a point where it will start cracking. And when you are putting a lot of forces on something, you are creating a lot more stress than is necessary. I have seen metal gates completely snap at welds and break off metal. Metal is a lot stronger than wood. So with gates in general, you really want to try to get the best sound gate that you possibly can, and the best way to do it is with a metal gate.
And light as you can too.
And as light as you can.
Because it really does a number on those hinges. I remember the one gate that we had in Arizona. That one, we were constantly replacing hinges every year, but we got really nasty wind too.
Yeah, well, it wasn't just the hinges, it was also the lag bolts.
Mm-hmm.
We'd lag bolt the thing into the studs and everything, or into the posts, and the wind and just opening and closing that gate multiple times breaks off the hinges, breaks off the lags. It's what in the world? Yeah, it was a nightmare. And I mean, there is ways that you can make it last a little bit, but when you're looking at the longevity wise of a metal gate and a wooden gate, I don't care how sturdy and strong that wooden gate is, the metal gate's always going to win.
Yeah. That's true.
It's
true.
Unfortunately in that aspect, but
the wood ones sure do look pretty though.
They do look good.
Yeah,
I'm not going to say that they don't look good, you know. That's just, anytime I've ever messed with a wooden gate, it's always been a
Well, we're the couple that likes to we believe in function over form.
Correct.
So it's kind of like, you know, beauty's on the inside. Same kind of aspect. As long as something works, I don't really care what it looks like too much, as long as it gets the job done. That's kind of where the stance that Gary and I live our life off of. And it's a good motto to live by. Yeah. This is a question about the Playhouse. Will the kids' Playhouse be able to be used year-round? By the time that you finish it, they will be back at school, or with about a week or so left before they start school, so they will have less time to play in it. So I was wondering if it will be usable in the fall and warm enough to enjoy the space in the fall and spring too.
We're trying to make it to where they can enjoy it all year.
Even in the winter.
Even in the winter, even in the summer.
Yeah.
So I want to make it to where it's legitimately, you know, just like how a house would be.
We want to make a tiny house in the trees, pretty much.
Yeah. And I want to make it to where it's cozy enough for them to want to be able to, you know, go out there and sleep in it, you know, or, you know, be able to be in there in all elements of the seasons and everything.
Like, I'm not opposed to buying one of those $150 cheap window unit air conditioners at Walmart and throwing it up inside there. So in the heat of the summer, they can sleep in there with their friends.
We already have an AC unit that we just pulled out for, I'm just saying.
Yeah, we do. We do. I mean, we're borrowing, and by the time that we have to give Anthony and Rox's back, it's going to be winter. And yeah, we might already have a unit that we can use inside the kids' playhouse for the summer. And then in the winter, insulation, sleeping bags.
It's insulated, and all it takes is one heater.
Yeah.
We're not building a massive area.
No, one space heater, one of those $20 fan space heaters that we can buy again from Walmart and throw it on up there, and the kids will be able to stay warm. But one of the main reasons why we want their play space to be usable for all seasons is because we have one of our children's birthdays is in the fall.
Yep.
And then two of our children's birthdays is right in the winter. And so because it's usually so cold, right? We're limited on things that they can do that's fun and, party-wise, right? But if we have this playhouse for them, then they can enjoy a nice party space and sleep over and whatnot. And it'd be more of an adventure type of thing.
Correct.
So that's kind of where we're going at it. We want to do like a whole adventure area for them, and it's just day by day, piece by piece. We're doing the best that we can. We're doing a little bit at a time because again, it's summer. We've talked about this in length, where our attention is kind of getting pulled here, there, and everywhere, and prioritize. And so we are working on it. And you are correct. It's probably going to be finished after the kids start school, which
more than likely it will be.
Kind of sucks. We wanted it to be finished in the middle of the summer, but again, life kind of got ahead of us. We had to deal with the chickens and just other things.
We also wanted to spend time with the kids and not have to.
We went on a few camping vacations.
No.
So there's that. Those are the questions on Real Talk, friends. I know it's not a whole lot or super exciting. Let me switch on over now to Simple Life. Let's see if we got some more exciting stuff over there. I hope that this answers more. And if you guys ever have any other questions for us, please feel free to drop it down. We'll try to do more of these.
No.
Here's a question regarding our garden. Have you checked your ground pH to make sure you have the correct soil composition for what you want to grow?
We have not checked the ground pH or anything. However, we aren't really using soil from the ground right now. We're actually using compost soil. That's meant for growing vegetables and flowers and all that kind of stuff. So it should work perfectly fine.
Well, I did read a comment, and I don't have it pulled up right now, but they said that they had actually mentioned our garden soil because they really close pay attention. So thank you so much. They mentioned that, we had gotten the composting soil. Depending on the batch of compost, like how old the composting soil is, it could be really acidic, and that could be what's burning our plants a little bit. Is that it's like brand new compost. It's not like last year's compost, it was this year's compost kind of a thing. And I personally don't know enough about the topic to say in either way. To be honest with you, I don't. I'm still a new gardener. I'm enjoying the process of learning.
I can say the kind of compost that we got. It was the premium compost, and I did talk to the actual owner of the landscaping business and everything else, and he said that this compost is meant for gardening, and it's meant for what we were wanting to do, and it isn't the first year, it's the second year compost.
Oh, it is the second year.
So
okay.
It is perfect for what we are doing. It's not the first, it's the premium.
Well, I think that honestly, a lot of the reason why our plants are just getting burned up is because of this. We had a similar situation happen in Arizona, our first year gardening over there. It was getting too much sun, and it was just too much. We don't have a shade cloth over there. Nope. And we were under the impression, after talking with some of our local friends and stuff out here, that this would be a great area to do it in. But I personally, after trial and error this year, I feel like our area where our garden is just gets too much sun, and some shade cloths would make all the difference.
Correct. So, now, if we see, that's ultimately the issue with the garden, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Looking at what needs full sun, what doesn't need full sun, what should be where, what shouldn't be there, we should have put the sprouts and everything, like your peas and everything, closer to the tomatoes, to where the tomatoes could hide it.
Right.
And let them be on the ground.
Yeah.
and grow more ground and make it to where the foliage is going to be covering a lot more of the certain plants.
And you live and you learn. And it took us a couple of years of trial and error in Arizona before we actually started getting to reap the fruits of our labor, so to speak. And I know that next year our garden's going to be even better. And this year, I'm not upset with it at all. We've gotten some peppers, we've gotten some green beans, we've gotten some tomatoes and some lettuce. And
the peppers we should have put
some lemon cucumbers, which actually is a breed I didn't know about. But when we showed all of those round cucumbers, they're like, no, it can't possibly be a cross-pollination, that there actually is a breed of cucumber called lemon cucumber, and it's great for relishes and stuff. And I was like, alrighty then. I plan to pickle these anyway, so.
That's crazy.
Whoop-de-doo. I'll have to check that out. But yeah, I mean, we are still getting stuff.
We're getting quite a bit. We were late on the actual planting for the gardening, like quite a bit late for our area, and the plants that are dying or got burnt out or didn't grow are the ones that we really were out of whack.
We should have planted them like 3 weeks to a month sooner than what we actually did.
Correct.
And we just were, life.
There was a couple that we planted direct sow that actually said not to direct sow, to grow, in a greenhouse and everything else.
Well, Roxanne said that, all of the stuff that she grew in like cups and stuff like that, they just didn't make it as well once she put them in the dirt. But everything that she grew directly in the dirt did great.
Yeah.
So I think next year I'm going to skip the whole cup thing and I'm just going to do it right in the dirt.
Yeah.
And
there was a few that we did grow from the dirt or from the cup and then try to transplant as well. And they didn't take really too well, but there were certain ones.
There were certain ones that did great though.
That did great.
Yeah.
So it's
like our kale, that did fantastic. It's still doing fantastic.
Yep. That's
the lettuce and stuff, that was all kind of cups. Man, I got something bit my ear. It's probably a fly. But no, certain things did really great and certain things didn't. And it's just a trial and error. And it's amazing what works literally up the hill. How right down here on this end, we do the same thing. And sometimes it works up there and it doesn't work over here. But a lot of it has to do with the amount of sun exposure and shade.
We have way more sun exposure on our garden than they do up there.
Well, yeah, because the trees are closer to them.
Correct.
Yeah.
And it's, that's where I'm looking at it. And it's a good thing that we're getting that much sun, because how we can fix that is either planting them in a different location or whatnot, or like you said, just add shade cloths to it. And now you can grow everywhere on there.
Yeah. So it's all good. Trial and error. I'm having fun learning the process. And I really, truly, for real, appreciate all of your guys' love, kind words, encouragement, sound advice, tips and tricks, all of it. I soak it all up. I read it and I ponder about it. Try things that sounds like it'll work, or if I haven't tried it before, I'm always down to try something else. So yeah, I appreciate it, guys. Don't quit on me now with the tips. I appreciate it. There was a quick question, which I'll answer this one. It says, what microphones do we use? They're looking to get some. I make short videos on YouTube, so I'm trying to learn from others. I live in my van and travel a lot. Eventually, I'll get a laptop to edit. I love your channel. Been watching you guys since the camper build. So first off, thank you so much for being a longtime subscriber. Secondly, we use the Rode Wireless Go 2 mics. Now, you don't got to get the 2. You can just get the Rode Wireless Go, but then you're only going to get one transmitter and one microphone. We use the Go 2s because there's 2 of us. Even with that, even if you're just a one-person kind of a deal, I would still suggest getting the 2s, because you never know if you're going to want somebody on camera with you, or if you need a backup or whatever. And the price difference, it's not very much, going from just the Rode Wireless Go's to the Rode Wireless Go 2s. And now you got a whole setup. I will say though, don't get them wet. Be very careful.
Yeah, don't get them wet.
Don't get them wet
whatsoever.
then they die out on you really fast. But I love them. They have a really wide range on them, so we can, and they're wireless and they're very easy to use. So Good luck, and thank you for being a longtime subscriber. I hope that helps you out. Let me see. When is the siding going on the cabin?
All right, I'll answer that one. So siding is not gonna go on the building until I have everything that I need inside that house. Installation wise, wire, plumbing, HVAC, all of that completely done, because if I need to pop a hole in that wall, I want to make sure that I've got a good seal before I start putting up any of my siding. Because it would be a really sad thing to have to pull off the siding when I'm like, I have to pop the wire right here, or I've got to do this. I'd rather make sure I get it there good, and then I can put the siding around and really seal it up there as well. So, and it's not needing to be done. The roof is going to come well before the siding. So.
Yes, we do plan on putting the roof on there, guys, this fall.
Yep.
It's going to be, again, after we finish building the back deck and the front deck, then we're going to be linking in the roofing, because both of those decks are going to be roofed, and it's all going to be one solid piece.
Correct.
So that's the plan. That's what we're shooting for. We're still a ways away from it.
Which is why I haven't done the roof yet.
Yeah,
because I
but
still
it's
got
coming.
to tear into the roof that I've already done to, try to mitigate some of the elements to the house and everything else like that.
Yeah.
But as soon as we get that all attached and everything, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the fall and to the winter. I know that we're going to be getting a lot accomplished and a lot done. It seems like fall and winter are some of our most productive times as far as getting work done. Even when we were building with the blocks and we had to only work on certain times because of the mud and you had to be within certain temperatures and stuff, we still kicked butt during those seasons.
Yeah.
And I know that we're going to kick butt during these seasons too. I mean, we've been kicking butt this whole way. I'm proud of us.
We seriously have been just nonstop hitting it.
Think about it. 2 years ago, we were barely at camp. I don't think 2 years ago, let's see, it's July. We didn't have any kind of power yet. We're still completely 100% off grid with the generators and, both of the trailers. And we had just had the very first Freedom Weekend, and this whole area that we're sitting at now was just cleared with rooster and the
dug out the actual.
We might have been
basement
pickaxing
area.
at this phase.
No, I don't even
think so, though. I think we were just spray painting the ground for about wear.
Yeah.
And I think this might have been the time where the big hole was getting dug.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yes. When we got the big hole dug, this was 2 years ago. That's when it started getting dug out.
Which to some might seem like, forever, but to us, I am so proud of us. We're people that have never done anything like this before, and doing it with a family across the country and trying to do it debt-free and enjoy the process along the way and document the process along the way. It's been a hell of a ride, and I wouldn't change not one bit of it. I'm totally in love with this journey in this life.
It's mind-boggling.
But it's crazy, though, to think about it. 2 years ago.
Yeah.
That's really not that long.
No.
I mean, look at it. It's August already, and where has this year gone?
Yeah, it's absolutely nuts.
So let that just go to show, man. Make the memories while you can. Enjoy your life.
Yes.
That's what we're trying to do. I got one last question. Let me see. Where did it go? I scrolled in here and then it just hold on.
Hi, Louie.
Hi, Louie. Actually, those are all ones that we answered. So we're going to call it, we're just going to wrap this one up, guys. Sorry to keep you all waiting on that. Hi, Louie. Hi, Louie. But we are just going to wrap this one up. I advise you guys, if y'all ever have any questions that you are dying to have us answer, the fastest way is to email us, which our email is listed down in the description below. It's also on our About page, but just for the audio family around here, it is SimpleLifeReclaimedVlogs@gmail.com. Drop us a line. Sometimes, people will email us and it doesn't really, I guess they're just like, oh, for your information, and I'll just reply something quick. Thank you so much for that. Sometimes I'll get in full-blown conversations with folks.
Yep.
So it really just depends on what you're emailing us. But I do try to unbury myself from my email at least on a weekly to bi-weekly basis. So, you know, drop us a line. I appreciate it, and I'll do my best to respond to you guys. So we like doing these videos as well too, because sometimes things can get lost in translation over text.
Yep.
And I know that you guys are always coming from a place of love, and I hope that you guys understand in text we are always coming from that same place of love as well.
Yep.
So I want to thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today and for watching today's episode of Real Talk with SLR. I hope that you guys have a great day. And we'll be back with a new episode tomorrow. So until the next one, friends, we love y'all, and we hope you have a good one.
And we'll catch you on the next one.
Bye, you guys.
Later, later.